Aloha, aloha. Because this is the first Infinite Way recording that I have done for children, I would like to explain to you the reason for our using that word aloha as a greeting, both when we begin a message and when we end a message. The word aloha is an Hawaiian word. It is a word of greeting, but it differs from our greetings such as good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or hello, how are you, or even goodbye. And it differs in this way. The word aloha is a greeting of love. It carries the meaning of love. And so usually when we say aloha as a greeting, we mean more hello, how are you in love, or love greets you, or we trust that love is with you. In the same way, when we part from our friends or relatives, we also say aloha, meaning goodbye, Godspeed you, or God is with you, or the love of God go with you. It also means I will miss you. You see, the word love is the most important word in all of literature, regardless of language. Some of you, I am sure, have been taught that the beloved disciple, John, said that God is love. When you think of that, you must remember that every time love is finding an outlet through you, it means that God is finding an outlet through you. Every time that love comes to you, it brings with it a gift of God, an offering of God. And so, for our very first lesson for children in the message of the Infinite Way, let me impress upon you a message of love. And it'll never be difficult for you to remember love if you memorize the word aloha, A-L-O-H-A, aloha. Aloha means love to you, greetings of love. Aloha means love goes with you. And so, as you get used to that idea, whenever you say hello, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening, you really will be saying, I greet you with love, or love greets you, or it is God greeting you through me. And every time that you say goodbye when you leave home for school, or when you retire at night and say good night to your parents or your guests, if you remember the word aloha, you will also remember that in saying good night and goodbye, you are saying love goes with you. A greeting of love goes with you. The presence of God goes with you. You know, our lives run very much like machinery runs, and like machinery, our lives require oiling, lubrication. And the oil in our lives is love. And so it isn't really enough to say goodbye and hello and how are you. We really make life smooth for ourselves and for those around us if we bring with our greetings a word of love or a word of God. God fills all space. God is really your true mother and father. God is really the only real Santa Claus. God is really the all and all unto our experience. But strangely enough, God does not come into the lives of ourselves or our friends or relatives nearly enough. And you know why? Because we do not admit God enough. It isn't enough that God fills all space. You must let God into your relationship with your parents, with your teachers, in fact, with each other, with your school children. You must let God in. Now, of course, all of your school children, friends, all of your relatives, all of your teachers are not interested in the word God. They may think of God as something to do with Sunday or church or Sunday school, but not all of your friends and relatives think quite as much of God as you do. And so it isn't necessary always to be using the word God, but we can use the word love, can't we? We can, when we say good night to our parents, we can say good night, I love you. Or we can say in the morning to mother and dad, good morning, love is with us, or love greets us. And when we leave home for school or play, we can remind mother and dad that they have no need to fear for us because love goes with us. The spirit of love is always with us as long as we are opening our minds and our mouths to express love and loving kindness. That is why the word aloha is a charming word to use, at least to use in your silent thoughts. Because every time you think aloha, you think love goes with you, or love greets you. Love awaits you here, or love awaits you at your destination, depending on how you are using it. Now, much of the time, because of our daily habits, We can only say to our schoolmates or to our teachers, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. But don't you see how readily we can think within ourselves, yes, good morning, love is here, silently, secretly. Because whatever you think in secret, that is what people receive and know about you in the open. Probably up to now, you have never learned this little secret of life. And so you may think that it is possible for you to have secrets from the world, that it is possible for you to be mean toward someone and no one else know it, or that you can be cruel to an animal or bird and no one else know it, or that you can even be impertinent to teacher, playmate, parent, and no one know it. Well, do not be fooled by that any longer. Whatever it is that you are thinking of in that little secret place within you, in your mind, be assured of that. You are making it very plain to all the world. You can prove this. If you smile, if you have a thought of love, if you have a thought of pleasure, of sharing, of giving, everyone around you feels that love. And in the same wise, the moment that you are mean, the moment that you are disobedient, that too is felt. It creates an atmosphere, and it creates an atmosphere in which you do not shine too brightly. And so, even though outwardly we can only greet our friends with good morning or good afternoon or how are you, remember that those greetings are not too meaningful unless within you you are also thinking, good morning, isn't it a lovely day? Good afternoon, isn't God shining brightly upon us? Or, goodbye, love goes with you on your journey. Or, goodbye, love will greet you wherever you are going. You watch the miracle that takes place in your experience once you let the word love come into your thought, at least a dozen times a day. Every time that you think of love, you are thinking of God. Even if you never mention the word God, just thinking of love is thinking of God, because God is love. Love is the relationship between you and your playmates, between you and your parents, between you and your teachers. Love is the relationships that keeps all of you happily united, keeps you all bound together as one joyous family. And, you see, that really when you are saying that love does that, you are saying that God does that. Perhaps you already know this, that all of the good that comes to you really comes to you from God. Oh, you might say to me, well, but my mother and my father give me a lot of good, or my sister and my brother are very good to me, or my teachers are very good to me. And you know what I say to you? Yes, indeed they are. But it is God's goodness It is God's love that they are expressing to you. It comes through them. All your good comes through your parents or your grandparents, your brothers and sisters and teachers, but it really comes through them from God. And as long as you realize this truth, as long as you know that all the good that comes to you comes through love, you will also know that it comes to you through God. Well, you understand, of course, that you are fed each day, clothed each day, housed each day, cared for and protected. Isn't love the reason? Isn't it because your parents love you that they provide for you and care for you? Isn't it because you love your parents that you are obedient to them, that you are kind, that you are thoughtful of them? Yes, there's no other reason. Only love is the reason. And love is God. And so you see, the real relationship between you and all the members of your household is God. God is the cement that holds you together. God is the tie that binds you. But God is love. And so you never really are enjoying the good of God unless you are experiencing and expressing love. Whenever, then, you say thank you to your parents, relatives, friends, teachers, remember that you are thanking them for love. Whatever it is you are thanking them for, it is some expression of love that they have given to you. And do you see now what I mean? In giving you an expression of love, they have given you something of God. And whenever anyone says thank you to you, it is because some bit of God, some bit of love that you have given to them. Whenever you are a pride and joy to your parents, it is because of love. Whenever you do something to please them, it is really love that prompts you, and it is love that makes them appreciate you. Oh, you know, you receive Christmas gifts, probably Easter gifts, surely birthday gifts. Now I am asking you to remember, whenever you receive those gifts, that you are really being given love. And in being given love, you are being given God. Everyone that ever gives a gift to you is giving something of God to you. And whenever you give a gift to anyone, you are giving something of God to them. Isn't that a beautiful thought to remember? Isn't it a wonderful thing to know all of the good, all of the presents, all of the gifts, all of the consideration and the care that is bestowed upon you by parents, family, and by teachers? All of that is a sharing of God with you. And whenever you bring something good into your home, whenever your conduct is good, whenever your progress in studies is good, you are bringing a gift of God into your home. And so, I'm going to leave you now with a thought of love, and with a thought of love as God, and God as love, and remind you again that the wonderful word of greeting and the wonderful word of parting that conveys my love to you and your love to me is aloha. Aloha. Aloha, and this aloha is my greeting of love. And it just came into my thought that love was another name for peace. The reason for my thinking of this is that I was about to say this greeting brings you my love from a very peaceful scene and on a very peaceful day in Hawaii. As I look out the window here, right while I'm talking to you, wherever you may be, I am seeing a blue sky filled with fleecy white clouds. And these clouds are drifting oh so slowly and so lazily, it would seem, across this bright blue sky. And it gives an atmosphere of peace. There isn't any doubt about the love. You see that all over here in Hawaii, in the beautiful foliage, in the many wonderful flowers, and oh, so many colors of flowers. I was told just the other day over on the garden island of Kauai that there are 5,000 species of just one flower on that island. And you'd be surprised how many colors that one species of flowers comes in. And of course you can see that only God's love for his children could bring forth such beauty of color, form, variety, perfume, and this peaceful setting. And so thinking of these things, naturally, I think of peace when I think of love. I think of God when I think of love, because God is love. And God is peace. And that leads us to a wonderful message from a wonderful child of God, a wonderful teacher of God's love. Our teacher, Jesus Christ. And he said in one of his very, very famous sayings, "My peace I give unto you." My peace. And of course he meant God's peace, since he told us that he came to earth to give us God's message, God's doctrine. Oh, I'm sure all of you know that he said, "My doctrine," that is, my teaching, "is not mine, but the Father's, his that sent me." And so when he says, "My peace I give unto you," he was really saying, God's peace reaches you through me. I am the Son of God, bringing you the love of God. Every word of the Master Jesus Christ, is meant to be used for the glorifying of God in your experience. He said to us, I am come that ye might be fulfilled. And so every word of the Master's is meant as a fulfillment of love, as a fulfillment of good to you. But just as Jesus was the messenger, the child of God, who brought my peace, that is the peace of God, to you and to me, so you, yes, I'm talking to you, children who are listening to me, as well as I tell this to the grown-ups who listen to me, as well as I remind myself of it. We are the children of God who must bring the peace of God, the love of God, to our families, to our homes, to our classrooms, to our schoolmates. You, children, you must accept the responsibility of bringing love into your homes, into your classrooms, into your playgrounds. You must be willing to accept the same responsibility that your great teacher accepted when he said, my peace, the peace of God, I bring to you. So you must accept the responsibility of saying to your friends, to your relatives, to your schoolrooms, I too bring the peace of God to this home, to this classroom, to this playground. The peace of God in me I bring to you. There may be some occasions when you may say this to someone, but will you remember what I told you in the very first of our Sunday school lessons? You do not have to say it aloud. When you go into your homes, regardless of how helter-skelter you rush in from the street, pause just a little moment and remember that in coming into the house, you are bringing the peace, my peace, the peace of God into your household. When you do that, you bless every member of your family. And in the same way, there's no reason why when you enter your classroom, you cannot remember that my peace that the Master gave to you, you now carry into your classroom. There need be no students left back. There need be no students fail in their examinations. There need be no unruly children, and there need be no unkind or unthinking teachers. Part of the responsibility for your teacher's good nature and for your playmates, your schoolmates' success rests upon you. You, as children of God, must bring the same message into your circles that the great Master brought into his circles. And so when he said, my peace I give unto you, speaking to his disciples, speaking to his mother and his brethren, that same peace you must bring into your homes, into your schools, into your playgrounds. You see, up to now, you have perhaps thought that all the responsibility was on your parents, or your elder brothers or sisters, or on your school teachers. Well, you're old enough now to accept some responsibility for yourself. And the first responsibility that you should accept is love. Do you remember that this same Master, Jesus Christ, was asked, which are the great commandments? And he said, first of all, to love God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. And then he said the second commandment was to love your neighbor as yourself. And so, in order to be Christians at all, you must make love the central theme of your whole existence. First, in your love to God, and second, in your love to all those with whom you are brought in contact, in your home, in your play, in your schools. Now, there is a systematic and an orderly way to do this, and one that if you are really sincere in being Christians and in being students of the infinite way, there is one way in which you can do this without forgetting and with very little trouble to yourself. First of all, remember the quotation that I gave you from the Master Jesus Christ. My peace I give unto you. Memorize that. My peace I give unto you. And after you have memorized it, every time you go into your home or leave it, every time you go into your school or leave it, every time you go to play or leave it, just remember, my peace I give unto you. God's peace I leave with you. And so again, aloha, aloha,